What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another experiment on Madden 22, and today, let's just call it how it is. Maybe I didn't have an idea for a second upload today. You're probably like, what do you mean second upload? Well, maybe I already posted something earlier, but I wanted to see who Madden thinks is going to win the next 5 Super Bowls. Of course, we do rebuilds up to 5 years here and there, but we're obviously interacting, we're making trades, we're making plays, which affects the results of each team, and there's no doubt about it. You know, we make the smartest plays. I mean, obviously, all the time. We always draft X Factors every pick, and if you guys want to see us draft X Factors every pick, literally all 7 rounds, you know, leave a like and subscribe. Obviously, that's what we do. I mean, no lies around here, but I also want to see how the rest of the season finishes out. I have all of the Week 10 games simmed properly, except for the Steelers-Lions disastrous game. Could not force the sim there because, of course, it was a tie game. Could you imagine if they actually? You know what? We're gonna get into this, okay? But could you imagine? Could you imagine that they actually tie? Of course, the other thing about doing this, even though technically we've done rebuilds in the past, is I do have the injuries on. So there's that. Steelers, Lions, nope. Absolute sell by the Steelers, as apparently they should have won. What is the Packers' result? Barely won. Okay, fair enough. I mean, how did they know? They knew about the San Francisco 49ers smoking the Rams. Sorry, Rams fans, I know it's fresh. But lettuce and tomatoes and bacon. Let's go right on to the end of the season. Of course, we have the injuries on. That's kind of the long story there. We have injuries on. I'm not going to touch anything. And we have the sims all correct. Let us see what happens in the regular season here. I would imagine in real life, it kind of seems like a Tom Brady MVP, Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year, and then Offensive Player of the Year is a great question. Would they want to get wild and maybe put Deebo Samuel on there? I mean, that'd be kind of crazy, but maybe. I mean, maybe you give it to Cooper Kupp. I don't know. He's playing pretty well as well. I don't know. I really don't know. You kind of want to give the Offensive Rookie of the Year award to a running back. Jonathan Taylor's probably that guy then. But let's take a look at what actually happens here. So the rest of the league, let's see what happens with the records. 14-3 for the Cardinals. Obviously, they're already on a super slide here. I mean, in real life, that would mean that I believe they won pretty much every single game afterwards. The Patriots at 12-5, which real life they're 6-4. That'd be a hell of a, I wouldn't say comeback, but you know what I mean. Cowboys can do it. Packers could do it. Chiefs, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. The Chiefs look better, I suppose. They look better. The Buccaneers, I mean, they do kind of seem like an 11-6 team. Titans at 10-7, Saints at 10-7, Browns at 10-7, Ravens. Okay, so fair enough. Washington is the worst playoff team, apparently. Let's take a look at the stats and awards. I do want to see who wins it all. So looking at the yardage numbers, we see that the number 1 yards is Brady, which is kind of what you would expect this season. The number 1 touchdowns is Brady, and the best touchdown to pick ratio, it's kind of flawed here, but Carson Wentz, perhaps? No, Aaron Rodgers, I think, at 37-8, which realistically seems like what's going to happen in real life as well. Maybe not as many yards or touchdowns as normal in real life, but the touchdown to pick ratio is still pretty good. Looking at running numbers, Jonathan Taylor probably should have finished out on top, but you just don't know. We're a little bit past halfway point. You just don't know what's going to happen. The receivers, Cooper Kupp, severely slows down in sim here. Deebo, I mean, I'm liking the numbers, though. Liking what happens there where the rankings fall. Sack totals, Miles, 17. So they say he slows down. And Harold Landry, is he doing well in real life? I feel like I never hear anything about Harold Landry. Like, it's always supposed to be his year, and it never is. Harold Landry stats, let's see them. He has a pretty good season in real life. I mean, it's definitely doable. Picks, Trayvon Diggs with 9. J.C. Jackson catches up with 9 himself. Absolutely impressive. Kicking, not bad. I mean, as a Packers fan, I want to see where Crosby lands. That's not a good percentage. MVP of the league goes to Lamar Jackson, who actually does have a legitimate chance as well in real life. Tom Brady number 2 and Josh Allen number 3. The Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC side is Lamar. Harold Landry for the Defensive Player of the Year. Najee Harris, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Nick Bolton, who actually has come on kind of strong for the Chiefs, is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Tom Brady, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Shaquille Barrett, Defensive. Justin Fields, Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe Elijah Mitchell. I'm trying to think of all the rookies. Kyle Pitts is pretty good too. The quarterback side isn't like super great for the NFC side for rookies. Really not doing well. And then Parsons makes a lot of sense. But let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl of this season, actually. And I'd have to assume it's probably going to be the Chiefs or the Browns. But we're doing 4 more sims after this. We're going to see all the stats and awards and hopefully speed it up a little bit as well. The Titans and the Buccaneers, I could see it. It's a little more original with the Titans at least, but a Super Bowl victory of the Buccaneers over the Titans. And I'm going to be honest, the NFL should just shut down if this happens. There's just no point. What's even the point if it's literally the Brady Football League? Whether he continues playing or literally retires after that, don't. Green Bay, if there's a chance you're losing to Tampa, just don't even do it. Just don't. If it's in the wild card of the divisional, fair enough. But don't let it be the damn championship again. I will cry. But obviously, we did have injuries on. It didn't seem, unless I'm thinking, forgetting a name, I don't think there was anyone, huge there that I was expecting to not be there. So there's that. And also, I want to see if there's any crazy free agent moves. Oh, back it out. Once again, if you guys enjoy this video or these types of videos, these kind of experimental sim things, let me know in the comment section below. Where the hell are we? Oh, crap. The AI does. I got to turn that on. But, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. And follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays. Twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. You can look at this all you want. The league's going to be deleted. And if it's not, well, I suppose just sitting here and hope I do something else with it, I guess. I don't know. What the hell am I looking for again? Oh, yeah, trades. That's the one. Good thing it doesn't really matter that I have that on manual now because Green Bay don't got no money anyway. 77 overall. Oh, wait, this is the wrong thing anyways. All right, let's take a look at the recap. Who was actually there? League sign is Davante Adams goes to the Steelers. I don't think that's very realistic. I don't see that happening. Terran Armstead to Seattle. I don't know if they can afford him or not. Probably not, which if that's the case, Seattle makes a lot of sense if Russell's going to stick around. Vaughn to the Steelers as well through free agency. Once again, teaming up with another really good edge rusher. Gronk to the Jaguars. If he doesn't retire, maybe he goes there. I don't see him wanting to go there for winning, but for money perhaps. It's a good contract for them. Casey Hayward to the Colts makes a lot of sense, actually. Hassan Reddick to the Jets makes a ton of sense. That makes so much sense. Melvin Gordon to the Dolphins, that makes a lot of sense. Callahan to the Chargers. Carlton Davis to the Lions. I'm liking these contracts. I think they're actually really realistic. Well, except for the last two. AB to the Dolphins, don't see it happening. Will Fuller to the Seahawks, definitely don't see it happening. Gallup to the Lions, for sure. Juju Smith-Schuster, for sure, to the Patriots. Maybe not for, the personality stuff, per se, but they really need a guy, and he just seems like one of those, underperformers that the Patriots always seem to have at wide receiver. Dante Hightower to the Bengals, I think he's a career Patriot. But obviously, there's not much more to say. The Jets get Devondre. He's had a killer season, and it sucks that he's going to be gone because Green Bay just can't afford him, simply put. And it's an inside linebacker. They only got him because it was a super cheap deal, let's be honest. But those are pretty much the big names. It seems like Rodgers stuck around. I don't see it happening. If Devontae doesn't sign before Rodgers, I don't know. They might have to re-sign them both at the same exact time. I really don't know. They literally have to be in the room together. I don't see how else they're going to sign either of them. I feel like it's contingent on either of them, the other being there. And even then, it might not be enough for either of them. I honestly almost feel like it's harder to keep Devontae here next year than it is Rodgers. I really do. So I don't want the video to be super long. We're just going to kind of glance over the positions they grabbed rather than how good they are. We can see the overalls, obviously. But quarterback by the Lions, pick 1. Wide receiver to the Eagles, pick 2. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction to their receiver room. I think you probably go with a pass rusher. Daryl Coates, wide receiver for the Jets, fair enough. Outside linebacker for the Giants, probably a pass rusher, so makes sense. The quarterback position for the Eagles makes sense. Lions with another lineman. I don't think they need the tackle that badly. Jags could use wide receiver help, especially losing Chark. Cornerback for the Jets, for sure. Jeremiah Davis. Chargers don't really have a whole lot of needs. Makes sense. anything for the Texans. So, them picking a DT at pick 10 makes a lot of sense. The Falcons at corner for sure. Jags at the O-line, Giants at the O-line. I'll kind of just call out if I don't think it's realistic. Wide receiver for the Bills. I mean, they got some age going on there for sure. That makes no sense. Fair enough for sure. Fair enough, but sold. Really good and smart. Makes no sense, but it's the freaking Cowboys linebacker. They just lost Dante, so it makes sense for sure. Maybe not so much. Definitely, but probably on the opposite side. Definitely, without a doubt, no. And we're into the second round. What am I doing? Relax. So here you have it. The standings. The Bears are on top of the NFC North. The Jaguars on top of the entire league. The Niners are back. Fair enough. Steelers, I mean, they've got a great defense now again. And they added Vaughn, so they're even better. Seattle is always in the mix with Russell. And they added a great left tackle. The Chiefs are always going to be in it. Washington, fair enough. Bears, Raiders, Bengals, Titans, Vikings are back in it, but you see teams like the Packers and Cowboys out of it. The Browns are out of it. The Cardinals, the Saints, the Ravens, the Buccaneers. You can even say the Colts, perhaps. The Bills. Some shocking teams here not making it. Of course, the Packers with some very costly cuts. I would imagine Za'Darius is gone. Preston's probably still here, but he should be gone. Devontae's gone. I mean, there's a lot of players gone from that team. Let's take a look at the stats and awards, and of course the Super Bowl results. So Rodgers really not looking super great there off the first glance. Brady's still in Tampa, but they don't make the playoffs. I don't know the last time Brady has led a team not to the playoffs. 39 touchdowns, 10 picks, still played really well, so it's not his fault, but still, Matt Ryan, decent numbers, only got 2 guys with 5,000 plus. Mahomes, Chris O'Neal, the first rounder they grabbed, who was a bust. Don't know, was he hidden? He's a superstar in fairness, so what can you say about it? What about the Lions guy? Star Dev, still good. Derek Carr was pretty good. Jameis Winston, the starter for the Eagles. Didn't they draft a guy? Am I missing something? They drafted a guy 5th overall. Sure, Mac Jones, pretty damn great season for the Patriots. They somehow got Deshaun Watson to play in Houston. I should probably do something about that if we're going to be 100% on. I'm going to be honest, though. I honestly think this could be something that never gets resolved. It's one of those things where, maybe a year or two down the line, perhaps, I don't know. It's a weird situation where, I don't know the whole story, if there's any proof or anything, but, I mean, is it just Deshaun not wanting to play for the Texans, or is it actually, legal battles not allowing him to be reinstated? Thomas is fully back and healthy. We have injuries on once again, so he outlasted them. DK Metcalf really good. Russell Gage steps up for the Falcons finally with Calvin Ridley not so far behind. Devontae, first year in Pittsburgh, 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns with over 100 catches. Of course, Woods, there's some of the normal names you would expect to see. Antonio Brown with the Dolphins, really good. Once again, I don't expect Antonio Brown to be there. And I'm actually, the Texans are so barren. I'm just not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to let them have Deshaun do what they want. Maybe we could have looked at most sacks allowed. Maybe you guys care about that. I really don't. But speaking of sacks, the most sacks in the league, Mr. Khalil Mack, 25.5 with 2 interceptions. Calais Campbell still here with 19. TJ Watt with 16.5. Judon killing it still in that old age. Vaughn with 13.5. Rashawn Gary with 11.5. Myles Garrett a little down there, but of course doubled a lot. Kickers. Justin Tucker, best in the league once again. Maybe you could have actually looked at punt returns and kick returns. Not that it really matters too much, but there you go with that. 2 punt return touchdowns for Tyreek Hill. 1 for Tyler Lockett. Some talented players there. Brady wins the MVP here. Urban Meyer, the coach of the year. Lamar back on top as an offensive player of the year. Calais, defensive player of the year. Coates, the rookie. And Jeremiah Davis, of course, the rookie probably doesn't matter too much. Tom Brady, the player of the year. Khalil Mack, obviously the defensive player of the year. With Chris O'Neal, the rookie of the year, the guy that was not great. And the defensive rookie of the year, the Eagles, Paul Coffey. They actually drafted a lot of good players. Obviously, the Eagles have or had a bunch of first-round picks. so it makes sense. But they did a really good job, obviously. They took some really high overalls. The quarterback seemed decent. They just didn't play him. And we're headed to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks versus the Raiders. Two teams that are like slightly, well, maybe, I mean, not the Seahawks this year. Russell was out too long. He's the whole team. But two teams that are like middle of the pack. The Raiders, at least, super high ceiling, I suppose. They're just missing a few pieces each. But in this universe, they aren't. And the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. Russell gets another. For the playoff games leading up, this is what happened. Washington advanced. The Chiefs were out of the first round. That's crazy. Washington had their chance with no Tampa there. Couldn't get the job done, though. And once again, Seattle wins it. So it is now year two's free agency class. And you see that they have Quentin Williams to the Vikings. That is a huge sign. He's an X-Factor 25-year-old. Minka to the Patriots. Of course, you would assume that means that, what's his name? Devin McCourty's gone. Kareem Hunt to the Dolphins. That actually makes a lot of sense. A.J. Brown to the Texans. Fair enough. Casey Hayward to the Jaguars. Za'Darius to the Bengals. J.J. Watt to the Eagles. Super low overall now. Obviously, we have the regression on because of age and all that. Trayvon Mullen to the Vikings. Hey, the Vikings are making some great signings here. Sweat to the Jets. That makes a lot of sense. He just seems like a Jet in the future. Marquise Brown to the Steelers. They got some speed for the first time since really like prime AB. I know Johnson's actually not terribly like slow, but he's not Marquise Brown speed. Pollard to the Texans actually makes a lot of sense. Steelers get Mr. Ioannidis, and then everyone else kind of just, backup level or, just barely average. And, of course, the Packers got Aaron Rodgers back in free agency. So, fair enough there. There's a super loud train outside. They are also excited for year 3 of this sim. The Chiefs are on top of the league again at 15-2. The Bears, once again, top of the NFC North at 12-5. Panthers 12-5. Colts 12-5. Buccaneers are back in the playoffs. Cardinals in the playoffs. Saints in the playoffs again. Steelers. Lions did not make the playoffs at 10-7. That's just such a Detroit Lions thing to do. Unfortunate. Chargers, Cowboys, Seahawks all in. Titans, Jets, and Bengals are in as well. Unbelievable. The Packers with basically a top 5 pick as well. Let's take a look at the numbers. Aaron Rodgers kind of losing the touch here. Oh my lord. That is the worst I've ever seen him do in sim. That's nuts, dude. And on the other side of it, Patrick Mahomes having the best year of his career, very close to anyways. Absolutely nuts. Watson, terrible. They should release him. Maybe they good draft pick, I guess. Russell Wilson, pretty damn good. Trevor Lawrence, better. Chris O'Neal, way better. Herbert, 35-12. Dak, another great season. Darnold, really good season. Cameron Bush, of course, it seems that Tom Brady is retired, and they replace him with Colin Kaepernick. That makes a lot of sense. I'm sorry, EA. He's not coming back. No matter how hard of a PR, saving face thing you're doing, he's not coming back. I'm sorry. I'm removing him from the league. It's just not happening. You have a better chance of Tim Tebow being a starter again in the league than that happening. And maybe it's for other reasons, but that's also not happening. Simply put, I'm looking at the rushing numbers. Chubb, really good stuff, but probably wasn't the MVP of running backs. It would probably be Kamara or Elliott, just because of the touchdowns. But these numbers are absolutely nuts. Aaron Jones had a pretty good... I mean, look at these numbers. 21 touchdowns for David Montgomery, dude. This is actually crazy. Receiving, Michael Thomas with another 1,700-plus yard season. Clyde Price, Justin Jefferson, Hopkins. Yeah, there's a reason why I only want to do this for 5 years. One being that it was, yeah, right, dude. Maybe I'm just too harsh on him. It's too early. Maybe you've probably seen it on Twitter if you follow me, Jeromepkr. But I just do not think Amari Rodgers is the guy. I think they were hoping he was going to be like a Randall Cobb type. I don't see him as even that. I really don't know what you see him like. He's in his prime, and he looks so slow, dude. He looks awful. The best case scenario for him is he works on his craft and becomes a Chenault. Like, basically, that's best case. Absolutely best case. Let's take a look at blocking. 19 this time for a tackle. Right tackle, too. That's really bad. TJ Watt with 22. 21.5 for Mack. 21 for Donald. 17 for Vita Vea. He's What? Really? That's absolutely nuts. Holy crap, let's actually take a look at the picks. Interception 6 for Jamal Adams, of course, of all the names. Kickers, Adam Riley with a really good year. Was he a rookie? He was a one-year guy. Kicker return touchdowns, if you guys are interested in those things. Yeah, I mean, some numbers. Nothing, to write home about. Yearly awards. Who was it? Patrick Mahomes? Wow, shocker. Offensive Player of the Year as well. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. Those are the rookie awards. Not that we even know those guys by name. Kamara, like I said, was going to be the best running back in the league. Of course, different conference anyways, but I still think he would have won it regardless. And we are now about to sim to the bowl of soup for year 3's results. I believe it was a Buccaneers and Seahawks win. Now it is between the Cowboys and Chiefs. This has got to be a Chiefs win. Buccaneers, Seahawks, and the Chiefs. As expected, let's see how everyone fared on their way up to the bowl. Of course, you can see these numbers. Chiefs would not have had a game early on. They destroyed the Bengals. Close game between Seattle and Chicago. Dallas, a close game between them and the Saints. Seattle barely losing. The Jets are in this playoffs, and they get smoked. And it's a close battle all the way through. The Chiefs definitely look stronger throughout, and they ended up obviously winning it all anyways. Well, not even really anyways, but as expected, I suppose. And I missed the damn signings. Oh, there's wait. Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, playoffs time, and Green Bay, surprisingly enough, is on top of the division again. And let us see what happens or happened to the entire league. The Steelers are on top at 15-2. The Cowboys at 13-4. The Chiefs at 13-4. The Buccaneers at 13-4. 12-5, 12-5, 11-8. Yeah, some really bad teams here. A lot of 9-win teams in the playoffs. I mean, what is that, like, I don't even know, 5, 6 wins? 6 games, or 6 teams in the playoffs at 9-8. That is really bad. Let's take a look at the seasonal stats for, what is this now, year 4? I think this is year 4. Aaron Rodgers, better. You can see why they kind of helped get into the playoffs, but not great. Mahomes is great again, though. A.J. Quincy to the Buccaneers. Not super great. Mac Jones, not bad. Chris O'Neal, worse than last year. Derek Carr, meh. Great year for Herbert. Josh Allen, 34-10 for touchdown picks. Lawrence is looking better. Carson Wentz has actually looked pretty good here. Rushing, Derrick Henry back on top. King Henry is back. Rushing touchdowns. The top guys really, great numbers, but as far as, some of the higher numbers go, not that great. Joe Mixon crushing it. Christian McCaffrey crushing it with the touchdowns and all that. That's kind of that for running backs. Kareem Hunt's still doing well for the Dolphins. Thomas on top of the league for wide receiver numbers for many years now. 3 straight, I believe, and almost 3 straight with 1,700 yards. If you take some of the yards off the top from the other years, easily gets it here. Gallup for the Lions is up there. The Chiefs with obviously multiple guys. They always get a ton because of that scheme. Slayton with the most touchdowns. Tanyan with a really good year for the Chargers, and he's probably like 31. Unbelievable. 31 years old, and he does that with him. Impressive. Blocking numbers. Okafor, the right tackle, 20 sacks. Seeing the right tackle give up that many sacks is just disgusting. TJ Watt with 19. Ed Oliver with 17. Sack numbers down a little bit than compared to normal. Trayvon Mullen. Really good stuff for the Vikings. And Anthony Barr, speaking of the Vikings, I can't believe he's still in the league, though. Jake Elliott, a lot of guys at 100%, but not that many attempts. 9, 9, and 7, which is a little surprising that they even got away with that little of kicks. Normally you see at least 20 or so. Kick return touchdowns. DeMonche. Gotta love when the guys can get that bacon just from return game. I don't know if he's a good receiver or not, but, getting paid just off of that, it's pretty cool. Mahomes with back-to-back MVP awards. TJ Watt with the Defensive Player of the Year. So the AFC is kind of a little repetitive. McCaffrey with Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Anthony Barr. What a name drop. Let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl in year 4. Year 4 of the final, 5. Let's see what happens. Green Bay's not going to make it. There's no chance in hell. And there's the Chiefs against the Cowboys. And that's just what happened. That is very saddening. With a Chiefs win again, which is even more sad. At least if the Cowboys won, I'd be like, hey, and sick, rematch, and the Cowboys win it. But nope. As we see the wild card round, the Packers couldn't even get out of the wild card round. Good fight, though, as the Giants did not give a good fight. The Bengals losing again to the Chiefs pretty early on. That sucks. The Chiefs just smoking pretty much every team they face. And the only one, once again, the Super Bowl is kind of where they got humbled a little bit, but they won it again anyways. And here it is, the final season. All right, here's some of the top free agent signings for the final free agency period. Budda Baker to the Giants. DeAndre Hopkins to the Bears. Michael Thomas to the Jets. Really? That late into his career? Look at the wide receivers here in Green Bay. Yikes. Keenan Allen to the Saints. Stephon Gilmore to the Cardinals. Khalil Mack to the Vikings. The Dolphins get Harrison Butker. Xavier Howard to the Raiders. Montez Sweat to the Bears. Bitonio to the Washington football team. Panthers get Mr. Vaughn. Rondale Moore to the Saints. Sweat to the Panthers. Chandler Jones. And, you're kind of just seeing kind of the basic names. And trust me, it's not my fault Green Bay didn't get anyone. They've got $37 million to work with. They maybe get one or two players out of there. Outside of that, and that's it. Playoff time, and Green Bay's at 8-9. The Bears at 12-5 again. That's like 3 years that they've done that. Cowboys in top of the league at 13-4. Very close across the board. Chiefs at 12-5. Bears, Saints, Browns, Bengals, Jags, Raiders. So who missed the postseason? The Rams. Fair enough. All those trades of first-round picks probably caught up to them. The Packers way down there. All those years of sucking in free agency and the draft. You land like one good player a year. You kind of run out of talent. And not living, not existing in LA or something where you can get like great names. And how is Aaron Rodgers? What even dev is he? Star dev Aaron Rodgers, who's still really good anyways. Really? That's what we're going to see here? 4,600 yards, 41 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. Aaron Jones, 1259 for yards, 15 touchdowns. Receiving, there's that. I got into rebuild mode. My bad. I just got lost. It was like a rebuild for the Packers. Mahomes back on top of the quarterback world as usual. Jordan Love, is he any good? Damn, he sucks. Okay, fair enough. People are like, yeah, we know. We watched the game. Thanks, man. Numbers really kind of down for a lot of quarterbacks. Outside of maybe Russell Wilson here. Still an X factor. Good on him. But yeah, numbers are kind of down for quarterbacks. Rushing, 9 touchdowns. Just looks so out of place. Everyone else is like double digits, almost a quarter of 100 touchdowns on the season. And he's just at 9. Great yards and whatnot. But 9, really? That's kind of disappointing. Receiving, Chris Godwin, still a Buccaneer. It's kind of surprising, right? I feel like he's been too inconsistent to be re-signed there, and, their cap situation's not great anyways. Once again, Michael Thomas, another new team, 1455 for yards, 13 touchdowns. And if I say another, it's literally his first one, I believe. Yeah, numbers. This Winfrey guy, who actually looked okay when he played for Green Bay when he had to, and they're kind of low on guys. Didn't catch the ball well, but he got open decently well. He's crushing it here. Chase Young with 26 sacks. Finally, he tops the league. TJ Watt's still probably the Defensive Player of the Year on the AFC side, though, which he's pretty much had for the last, 4 years. Xavier Howard back to his intercepting ways. Kicking, let's see the 100%. Tucker on top of the world yet again. I know some people are like, punting, please. No, we're not showing that. 4 touchdowns, kick return. Yeah, really down year for kick return, punt return for sure. Yearly awards, is it Mahomes again? Is that 4 straight? Is that? No, it wasn't 4 straight. I thought it was a running back. No, it was Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, and then 3 straight from Mahomes, I believe. Maybe McCaffrey won one. I don't know. I know you won a Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC side. TJ Watt with 3 probably Defensive Player of the Year awards, 2 for McCaffrey now for offense. I believe Chase Young wins his first Defensive Player of the Year award, I believe, as well. And I don't know if I showed the Coach of the Year, but at the end of the day, we can look back at it anyways. But here it is, the final Super Bowl. Please, for the love of Jesus, let it be anyone but the Chiefs. Even the Cowboys can come back as long as they just win it. There you go, the Jaguars, which is a little bit of an L. Come on, Dallas, just win one, dude. And they do! Nice! I'm not a Cowboys fan or anything like that, but you gotta like seeing, well, I wouldn't say you gotta like seeing a team go there 3 times and win it. I'd hate it to, for them to finally win it, but at least they did it, right? They got their redemption. I like a redemption story. Simply put, who beats the Chiefs? It was the Bengals. They got their redemption as well, and of course they lost to the Jags. Oh, that's so exciting. You got to be happy for those Bengals to even be in the playoffs in general, but for them to take out the Chiefs after being taken out like 1 or 2 games out of the Super Bowl every single year, you got to feel for them, and they came up clutch. Once again, if you want a quick look at the yearly recap of the where the hell is it? Here it is. So there's all the awards won there. Actually show Rookie of the Year for that side. So they kind of like choose one or the other, right? Well, it's mainly AFC though, so I don't know. But you could see that the Cowboys won with the MVP of the Super Bowl being DeMarcus Lawrence. The Chiefs won, which was a win over the Cowboys. MVP was Snead. And obviously the Chiefs won again. MVP of Mahomes. And the Seattle Seahawks win over the Raiders. And then, of course, the real-life sim with the Buccaneers winning over the Titans, apparently in accordance to EA's life. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys, once again, enjoyed this, let me know in the comment section below. If you guys want to see like a longer one of this, even 10 year, 15, 20, 30, please don't say you want to see that, because I really don't want to. I mean, I'd love to see it, but I don't love to record it. This already took like an hour just for 5 seasons, pretty much. Let alone, 10, 15, 20, 30, freaking whatever. Probably have to do a condensed version, I don't know. But of course, hope you guys enjoy this one. I mean, I wanted a video to do, and I always kind of do the, who do they think is going to win the 1 year. But I wanted to do 5. Wasn't going to do 10, so the video would have been too long. But speaking of video being too long, I'm going to call it there. If you have any suggestions in the comment section below for anything, blast in the pass idea, was going to go with one. I was going to do Chris Johnson, speaking of the Titans, but I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, maybe in the future, but maybe not right now. Anything, career resim of, maybe Arian Foster or something. That's kind of a guy that comes to mind when I think of a guy that, maybe could have played longer, played a different situation. I don't know. Maybe Antonio Gates. I'm not Gronk. He had a lot of injuries, I suppose. Let me know in the comment section below. Anything, even like a rebuild idea, whatever. Franchise idea. Okay, I'm done. Like I said, leave a like and subscribe. If you're not new, I appreciate your continued support. Really do. Just trying to get through a checklist here because I'm kind of rambling. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PKR Plays. Twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. And that's about it. Finally, I can free you, and you can free me, and we're all free in a tree. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!